All right, so when it comes to finding the work and having the conversations and beginning those conversations with prospects, with clients, potential clients, we've talked about going out and writing really good proposals and trying to engage that client that's looking to hire. Then having the first meeting and building some rapport and really getting them talking about their business and understanding, so you get a better understanding of what it is they do and what they want to do with this particular project. And now you're at a presentation stage where you can come back to them, assuming you didn't close it during the first meeting. You come back to them with a presentation. You say, I thought a lot about your project, and here's what I wanted to show you. Here's what I'm thinking. I know I don't know everything yet, but here's my initial thoughts. And this is what I call the presentation. And so what you want to do is prepare an agenda to follow. So just like I'm showing you up on the screen here, a very simple PowerPoint with a few bullet items, it can be as simple as that. I believe if you can, you want to do like a screen sharing, use a screen sharing software so you can really control the visuals of the presentation. If you're totally not comfortable with that, then you can send them an email with the documents before the meeting or share it through the freelance site like Upwork that you're working on. That's fine. I prefer a screen share because I can point to things and I can point out things and I can make sure that he's looking at what I want him, he or she, the client, prospective client is looking at what I want them to look at, and they don't get to see everything until I lay it out in front of them. But that's my preference. So if you're comfortable with that, if you do that, you can use GoToMeeting, has a free version of their screen sharing software. You can use Skype, actually has screen sharing capabilities if you're both doing Skype calls. I think it's join.me is another screen sharing software. So, and people are becoming very familiar with that. And you're dealing with business people, so a lot of them will be familiar with it too. Okay, so make sure you have that agenda to follow. And then what I recommend as part of your presentation is share a diagram, flowchart, some samples. So if it's kind of a graphical thing or a graphics, you can have some sample graphics to show. If it's programming, maybe some sort of schematic. Again, I'm not a programmer, but you can kind of have the logic that you want to show there. Maybe if it's some writing, you can say, here's the design. Here's what I'm thinking as far as the flow, and maybe you're sharing an outline of the article or articles that you're going to be writing. Just something up there. Again, it puts you in control, adds a visual component of it, gets him or her excited about their business, and they start visualizing it. So let me use an example, and this isn't beautiful, but this is one I use. And because I deal in sales and marketing, I'll put up a sales and marketing process flowchart. And this is kind of big, but I'll use this and walk people through the sales and marketing process. I'll say, we'll use mass emails and we'll use pay-per-click advertising to drive people to all your online pages. And then from there, we're going to book them for free trials for your software or for your service. We're going to then take them, generate leads from it, and get your salespeople involved in this stage. I'm not going to explain all of it in this video, but the idea here is that I'm controlling it. And when you're really slick, you can add their names and maybe even their logo to this. You can certainly make this a lot more beautiful, but don't spend too much time on it. But just have something that clearly demonstrates that you know what you're talking about and that you've put some thought into their business. And again, no one else is going to do this for them. They're going to have a cut and paste resume in almost every case. They might be able to speak really intelligently about that other person's business, but are they going to have visuals to go with it? Unlikely. So this is kind of a chance for you to wow them. All right, let's go back to this. And, walk your prospect through whatever it is you have. If it's a couple logos, talk through why you're designing the logo the way you are. They may not even like the logo, the quick little logo that you did up, but just walk them through the shading, walk them through the border colors, whatever it is. I don't obviously know much about logos, but You know what I mean? Talk it through so you're really demonstrating your expertise instead of telling them that you're good at something. You're showing them that you're good at it and proving it. Okay, and then the whole point of this and the whole point of these meetings, in a perfect scenario, you want them to come out and ask when you can start. Because if they ask you, then you're in the power position. And it doesn't feel very salesy, does it, if they're asking you to start. Now, if they don't ask you to start, then what I would recommend is saying something like this. You need to ask them when we can get started. So I'll say something like this often. We've had a couple conversations. I feel like we're thinking along the same lines. I'd really love to have your business. Do you think we can get this started? What will it take for us to get this started? Something along those lines. And then you go for it. And then what it comes down to is negotiating some of the specifics. And we're going to talk about that in the next lesson. But really, in the presentation, these are the items you want to go through. And you don't want to try and jump and skip these steps unless they're just beating down your door to give you their money and to give them your business. You want to walk them through, and the more you can demonstrate that you're an expert, the better.